Hi, my name is Stephen Hersakorn, and welcome to Not the Great Guitar Build Off. It's actually, I'm planning my next year's guitar. So, yeah, um, I know what kind of paint job I want to do. Uh, I've been thinking it over. If I'm gonna do this project, how I'm thinking I'm gonna do this project, um, you know, next year's guitar. Oh my god. It's gonna be so fucking epic. And not in like the shitty overused way that people use the word epic. I mean like it's genuinely gonna knock some fucking socks off. Um, it's genuinely one of the coolest things I think I'm ever gonna do. As far as building guitars at this stage in my life, anyway. I'm gonna keep fucking. Every time you think I reach my apex, I will keep soaring higher. I don't give a fuck. Sorry for swearing so much, but it's just that cool. I'm in my garage right now, and I just wanted to sit down out here and think about how I want to do this guitar. I got some ideas. I need to draw it on a piece of paper. So there's that. I have a rough idea of the dimensions that it's gonna be. Um, it's gonna feature. That was funny. It's gonna feature a somewhat narrower string spacing at the bridge and a wider string spacing at the nut than is typical, I guess you would say. Like in that aspect, there's gonna be a much smaller difference. It's gonna taper less, basically. It's basically gonna have way less taper than on a regular six string neck. So I'm probably gonna have like, I don't know. You can see the fat gut. Um, it's probably gonna have uh, thinking about the specs. Probably gonna be close to probably like a 2 1/8 inch nut width, or maybe 2 1/4 inch nut width, with probably either 15 or 16 millimeter string spacing. This lighting makes me look way fatter than I. Yeah, like I'll admit I have a gut, but for fuck's sake, it's the power belly. It's from lifting all those fucking weights and bulking. But yeah, um, I've reorganized my garage slash workshop a little bit. Let me show you around. Okay, that's the door. This is one of the tables. Okay, so that's my table saw. That is my compound miter saw. It's folded up right now there. You can see. And then there's all that shit. And then there's my desk, my main desk, my toolbox. That is my toolbox. That one over there belongs to my stepdad. Um, yeah, that's his tools. And then, yeah, I got all my bullshit, so. Oh, I haven't heard from them in a while. I just got a text message notification. Yeah. Um, yeah. So the planning is underway for next year's guitar. I know the paint job I want to do. I know some basic specs. I know what pickup I want to put in it because it's gonna be a bass, and for bass guitars, I only use one pickup. I use a neck to middle ish position pickup. Because for me personally, you don't get the oomph out of a bridge pickup or out of a two pickup bass that you can really, when you use both pickups, um, that you can get out of a one pickup bass. I find that a one pickup setup, it just seems, it has more low end usually with a neck pickup. It has more oomph. It gets that wop drop in on the dance floor. You get that boom frequency. You get what I like to affectionately refer to as the bow. When the fucking speakers start going bow, bow. Yeah, it's got to have plenty of bow. It's got to have the oomph. It's got to have the meatiness to it. It can't just be sub and click. I don't like that for my bass guitar. That's cool on drums. You know, the typewriter sound. I love that kind of typewritery drum sound. But the bass guitar, for me, needs to have some meat to it in the lower mids, the oomph, the womp, and the low end. Not so much. I don't like the brightest basses in the world. Like, I don't like jazz basses personally. I think they sound like shit. Sorry. Just saying. The Apollo pickups from Seymour Duncan, though, are alright. They're alright, but I don't like jazz basses at all. Not only in the sound, but in the feel. The necks are so fucking small. And me personally, I would probably have been happy playing other basses instead of building my own if every fucking company that makes a nice looking, a sleek, modern looking bass have a jazz bass nut width. I don't understand that. A jazz bass is for fucking people with small ass hands. Like, if you have reasonable sized man hands, you're not gonna want a 38 millimeter nut width on your on a 4 string. So, my opinion, which opinions are like assholes, everyone has one. But for me, I don't like the smaller necks. Like, I would have bought a Schecter Hellraiser bass. You know, the black to red burst one that looks really nice. That that one that I fucking fantasized over when I was a teenager. That Schecter Hellraiser Extreme 4 string bass. I fucking gassed over that so much when I was in high school. I wanted that bass so bad. And then I started actually looking at the specs. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't actually like it if I got it. So I saved myself like $1,100 by realizing, like, oh, that's got a tiny ass neck on it. Because that, for me, is the one thing that is a deal breaker. For me, is a neck that's too small. For me, that's the deal breaker on guitars. If the neck is too small for me, I get hand cramps. Like, right in this fucker in my thumb. Like, if I have to sit there and do this shit, I get a thumb cramp like a motherfucker. Like, I like a bigger neck to where I can hold it like this. Like, thumb around the back of the neck and play like this. Not like this. Oh, fucking small ass neck. And I know that playing like this is proper technique, but it hurts my thumbs, so I don't do it. Not thumbs. It doesn't hurt my other one. It just hurts the thumb on my fretting hand. But, yeah. Strings! It's gonna be either a 5 or a 6 string. I haven't decided yet. I'm pretty sure I want to do a 6 string. It's gonna be a fretless. However, I got some tricks up my sleeve. I know some guys that are machine shop guys, right? They're gonna help me with manufacturing some things for me. They're going to punch me some 20-inch radius stainless fingerboards that are going to go the whole length from nut to bridge. And there's going to be a precision style soap bar pickup, Seymour Duncan. On the inside, it's like a P-bass pickup, but it's active. Seymour Duncan soap bar under the fingerboard towards the neck position. Not all the way up against the neck, but like towards the neck position. More like the whole thing is going to be like, imagine like the bass coil on a P bass on the E and A strings. Imagine that, but the whole thing would be just a bar right where that is. So it has the womp, but not too swampy. I like swampy sounding basses myself. I like P basses. I like EBO basses. Like, as much as people shit on that fucking it used to be like $199, that Epiphone short scale SG looking bass with just the single neck pickup, the bolt-on one that's a 30-inch scale. As much as people shit on that bass, it sounds really good. I don't own one because I love the sound of that, but I don't like it enough to own it. Right? I'm very practical. Meanwhile, I have like 13 or 14 guitars in my room. But no, I'm very practical about, like, look, I take features from instruments I like, I put them together in unique ways to make instruments that I like, that are unique to me. Like, on all my guitars now that I make, a standard feature of my guitars is that they have 27 frets. On my fretted guitars, I don't really put frets on my basses. I tend to make fretless basses because I prefer a fretless. Just personally, I prefer it. I like it. Excuse me. The experience for me of playing a fretless bass just trumps the shit out of a fretted, so I like it. So that's what I play. So the idea is that I'm gonna have a stainless fingerboard the whole way through, kind of like if you've seen Charles Berthoud's channel. He has that. I think it's a 6-string with a metal fingerboard, but his doesn't go all the way to the bridge. Mine is gonna go all the way to the bridge, but with the pickup underneath. And it's gonna be pressed to the radius. It's not gonna be like carved out, because that would be weaker than if you pressed it. So I'm gonna press it. Like in Phoenix Wright, you press everything. And Miles Edgeworth games too. I like those better than the Phoenix games, I'm not gonna lie. Like the fan translations of the second game, of the second Edgeworth game. Magnificent. I don't even like video games that much. I mean, I like Pokemon and Xenoblade and Edgeworth. But, anyway. Point is that I've gotten incredibly sidetracked on this explanation. But the next guitar is being planned. My next step is to draw it on paper. I will bring y'all along for the ride. So y'all are gonna see me draw it out on paper. And that's not just gonna be a one-part thing. That's gonna be like a multiple-part thing, because I'm gonna go through different iterations, see what I want to do, because I go through a handful of drafts before I arrive at what I really want. I'll usually go through like 5 or 6 drafts. Sometimes that many. Usually I only need to go through like 2 or 3, but sometimes I'll just go through like 5 or 6 drafts of something before I settle on what it's gonna be like. My white base, the pointy one, that's the first one I ever made. Originally, that was gonna be a multi-scale 5 string. Can you believe that? When I seen it in the dream, it was like a cobalt blue, like super dark blue, like a 2017 F250 Power Stroke in that dark metallic blue color that just looks fucking amazing. It was gonna be like that color with a multi-scale and 5 string. I'm glad I didn't do that because fuck that. It's a fretless 4 string, dog. Like, and at the time I was like, you know what? I need another 4 string. So I adapted the design and created a 4 string based off of it. I don't know if I even have that original drawing anymore of what it was going to look like when it was a 5 string. Multi scale, I don't even remember if I still have that. Damn, that plane must be flying low. It's loud as shit. Damn, it's really fucking loud. Well, anyway, yeah, I'm very happy. I'm happy that my 8 string is done. That was very stressful towards the end. I was working myself like a fucking Hebrew slave to get that thing done. I was getting up early. I was going to bed late behind the thing. So, yeah, this time I'm gonna be fucking relentless like I was with my yellow one. With my yellow guitar, for the first time I entered the Great Guitar Build Off, I was so relentless. It's staying up until 4 in the morning, carving on that thing with a fucking masonry chisel that I adapted to be a single edge. Like I carved it down, like I ground it down on my belt sander to be a single edge chisel from a masonry chisel, and fucking was staying up until 4 and 5 in the morning working on that guitar, just carving out the back, carving out the top. Like I cut out the shape with a bandsaw, obviously, but then all the cutaways, all the like the comfort contours, all of that, that was done with a masonry chisel and an orbital sander. Like, dude, I didn't even use a router really, except for like one edge, I think. Yeah, I used it for like one edge, and that was like inside to make sure that it would be even along the neck pocket. Yeah, that's what it was. I remember. By the way, that yellow guitar, that Great Guitar Build Off 2021 guitar, is still fucking amazing and one of my favorite guitars of all time. It sounds so good. It sounds so pure and clean and clear. It's sharp and trebly, but it's clear and clean and nasty in the same sense. Like it's brutal and nasty, but you can hear every note. And I love that about it. It's a great guitar. You know, my 8 string that I made is a great guitar. It really has something special. The pickups are a lot more higher output than I'm used to for a guitar pickup. The Retribution Blackout is a very hot output pickup. Oh, in hindsight, I probably would have gone for something like if they offer the Jazz, the Seymour Duncan Jazz, or like the Sentient, an active mount 8 string for the bridge position. I know those are neck pickups, but I like to use a lower output pickup because they're sharper and cleaner. Nastier with distortion. I don't like high output metal pickups so much. Like even like high output passives, don't like them as much as like a lower output passive. Which is ironic because my guitar tone itself is very compressed. Like it's a lot of gain, a lot of compression in the tone itself just naturally from the distortion. And on the amp there's a compression knob which acts as like a saturation. It makes the gain be even more saturated and filthy. But those high output pickups, man, you can just get a pinch harmonic like nothing else out of them. Right? Like I love low output pickups. I just wish that they were easier to get a pinch harmonic out of. Anyway, no, but the new bass is gonna be for the 2023 Great Guitar Build Off. It's gonna be fucking amazing. I know the paint job. Should I spoil the paint job? Nah, I'm not gonna spoil the paint job. I'm gonna fucking let y'all see it when it's there. When it's time to reveal the plans. No, but in all seriousness, the next thing you see about the new bass for next year is gonna be me designing it on paper. So, yeah, take care. God bless you. I love you, America. Fuck yeah. Don't let your dreams be memes, and don't let your memes be dreams.